phone or put it on a silent mode. I'll give you 10 seconds to do that. Can I get a raise of thumbs up if done? Please be mindful of speaking about the topics sex, religion, and politics because these are very sensitive topics. Please do not cross-talk while the speaker is on stage. If you wish to enter or exit the hall, please do it during the applause. The refreshments will be available during the break. Restrooms are available at the back of this room. So now I would like to invite someone on stage who has been a Toastmaster for more than 2 years. Also a part of LEAP 3.0 at District 121. Someone whose brain is loaded with information and he already knows what is next speech of someone and the meeting agenda. And professionally, he is a strategist. Please help me welcome on stage our presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Aditya Patnaik. Adi, 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 Adi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vibha. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. You look lovely and bright on this wonderful evening. And what else does look bright in this room, apart from the lights? Any guesses? Thank you so much. Flattered. But the awards on the right, as a club which started 2 years back, we were chartered in September 2024. And today is our meeting number 89. And we are close to meeting number 100, which marks almost the 2 years of Bright Hearts' journey. We started off as a club, but we have grown by leaps and bounds. In these last 2 years, we have collected so many accolades due to our achievement, our wonderful speakers who have gone on stage and performed miraculously. We have people from our club participating in inter-club contests, taking part in various club competitions, and have outshone in the entire district. We were conferred with Smedley's Distinguished Award, which is one of the most renowned and actually a very difficult milestone to achieve for any club in any district. So a big round of applause for the entire club. We were also awarded with President's Distinguished Club Award in the last term. And recently, we were conferred with an award which is about legacy recognition. So for people who don't know what Crescendo is district's inter-club competition where all the clubs go and compete and the best club is awarded with the respective category. So last year, Bright Hearts took almost 3 awards at the district level with our founder Akshay grabbing humorous speech contest, table topics, and evaluation in the top 3 places. So it was a big achievement for the club. And as quoted by our international president, Alicia Rochette, if I'm not wrong, did I pronounce her name correctly? Alicia Rochette. She said that there was one club specifically in the Crescendo that was distinctly visible due to the energy, due to infectious expressions that we were able to come out with. And I think Bright Hearts was absolutely visible in the entire district stage. So a big round of applause to our club for keeping the spirits high throughout Crescendo. Now, I can see some of the guests are here, so maybe what I will do is I will call the guests one by one on stage. Please tell us who you are, where you're from, how did you come to know about Bright Hearts, and why you're here. So maybe we can start with you. Okay, so you can still come.
Okay, so I'm practically not a guest, but okay. Fine. Yeah, second class. So, as you all know, like my name is Sajal, and this is like my second class which I'm attending. And what else? Okay, I got to know about you guys from Instagram, and then few of my friends also. And I think one fact and one lie. Yeah. So, fact. I mean, I don't know.
What are you hoping to get from today's session?
No, that I know, like some entertainment and all. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm a studious person, and second is I'm interested in gaming, like COD and stuff. So, like fact and truth. Yeah.
COD was 5 years old, right? People don't play COD anymore. Do they still play? Okay, okay. Interesting. Thank you. Maybe have one more guest. Tell us who you are. How did you come to know about this and why are you here?
I'm Bindu. I actually know about this Toastmaster from few years. Had attended HSR Toastmasters in HSR also, but I had, because of health issues or something, I couldn't continue it, and I haven't started. I didn't start also yet. So I work in Schneider Electric, and actually, I'm very insecure coming on the stage. So just want to come out of it. So that is the reason I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you, Bindu. We promise that at Bright Hearts, we'll take care of your health and security, right? So you don't have to bother about other clubs. Can we have another guest? Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So my name is Rohit, and I'm the guest for today's meeting. I'm a member actually. I'm a member in Wordsworth Toastmasters Club, and it's been 3 years I'm in Toastmasters. So this is the first time I'm attending Bright Heart Toastmasters. I've been seeing your work in Instagram, so felt really happy, and also got to know about all the achievements that this club has done. So felt very really happy. And when it comes to profession, I work as a service engineer. I'm into pharmaceuticals, and I'm from Bangalore. I stay nearby Begur Road. So yes, that's a lot about. That's about myself, and yes, felt very happy to meet all new faces and interacting with them. We surely add so much so much value to our lives. I hope so, and looking forward for a great meeting. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. You work for a pharma company, and pharma company makes drugs. We all need drugs. Couple of weeks back, I had to stay awake, so I thought of, yeah, you can censor this, but yes, we all need drugs. Can we have another guest? Yes.
Hello everyone, good evening. This is my second session I am attending. For those who don't know me, I am Shikhar Agarwal, an IT professional. So how I came to know about this club? Through Google. I searched about Toastmasters, then I got to know about this. So this is nearby to my home, so I thought of attending this. What I am looking for, so I always scared to be on stage. So just tried working on that. Thank you.
Did it feel that he was scared? Not at all, right? So, thank you to all the guests who are here. And with that, I'll get meeting number 89 started. Okay, so today's theme is actually about control and think. So the theme name is control plus think, and control is a very important key in our keyboard. But control in our head would mean how we are controlling ourselves before reacting to a particular situation. Now, as our essay said, there is too much of information overload for all of us, especially for me when I read different data sources, read a lot of content, watch a lot of reels. I'm not able to understand what is true and what is false. And when it comes to decision making across our personal and professional life, we are bombarded with so much of knowledge from others that we call gyan, we get confused. So at that point of time, it becomes very essential for all of us to first pause, think whether this is the right way to do things, and then decide. Even if we go wrong, we'll figure out some way to correct it later. But do not impulsively react on any particular content, news, or whatever others say. But this is my thought. We have to hear what our Toastmaster of the day has to say about it. So to introduce about this person, he is one of the cutest members of our club. He has been an ex-VPPR, and he has taken so many photographs of all of us that if we forget ourselves, we go to Instagram and try to remember our beautiful clothes that we have worn in the last few terms. He is a digital expert. He is a software engineer, and he loves taking reels, shooting videos, and taking photographs, and that's how he has made us famous. Without any further ado, I would like to introduce our Toastmaster for the day, Toastmaster Twinshu Parmar, to take the meeting ahead.
Good evening, bright hearts, dear bright hearts, and gonna be bright hearts. Thank you, Adi, for summarizing my T-Mod role in your own way. By the way, I have a simple request for all of you. Whenever I ask, what do we do before we click, you have to just say control plus think. Let's practice once. What do we do before we click? Control plus think. Excellent. As many of us know, our membership renewal season is underway. And we have a lot of early bird members that have renewed. So our Bright Hearts Toastmasters has a small giveaway for one of the member present in this room. We will be giving 1,000 rupees. Yes, you heard it right. 1,000 rupees in next 2 minutes. So just quickly open your phone and this is the link. Just type in very fast. bit.ly/tmod89. I have talked with Debsha. She is membership head. So I can talk about it. You'll get a simple question. Okay, just a second. So yeah. You will be seeing a simple question on the form, and that is which meeting number it is. Type in real quick. How many of you opened? Okay, so submit. Can you click on submit? Okay, so if you are lucky, you will open a final step after you click claim ₹1,000. How many of you clicked on claim ₹1,000? How many of you got ₹1,000? Did the final unlock? Got it? You have to transfer it now. Yeah. So that's how actually scams begin. It doesn't forces you. It doesn't hacks your phone. It actually simple triggers few emotions. And the emotions would be curiosity, hope, and maybe a little bit of greed. And that's how scammers know something most of us forget. We just think because emotions make us click before we think. So what do we do before we click? Beautiful. And today's meeting is not about phishing emails or technology, web security and all. It's about how human behaviors can be manipulated and how to make better decisions in this digital world. And that's, I feel, the need of the hour. Because why this topic is really close to me is once I was a victim myself. Let me take you back to the 28th December 2024. New Year around the corner. My leaves were approved. My friends and I decided to go on a trip to Wayanad using with community trip. I searched a lot about community trips and I have been before to other places with these trips. I checked multiple community trips and what I found is a best brochure that I saw first time, that much beautiful and well built. And I thought I am going to go in this with this community trip. And when I checked their Instagram page, it was full of beautiful photos. The reviews looked genuine when I checked in the brochure. And everything was looking perfect for that Wayanad trip. So what I did, I called the trip organizer, hello, and checked everything about what I could and asked about my doubts. And everything looked good, so I transferred rupees 4,000 as an advance for the trip. And that night, I slept peacefully, thinking about waterfalls, campfires, and my New Year celebrations of 2025. But the next morning, something felt off. It was afternoon. In the evening, we have to leave for Wayanad. But no WhatsApp group formed. From where to get that pickup location, we don't know. And with this, I called that trip organizer. No answer. I called again. No answer. I called several times. Finally, someone picked up and very casually said, "Sir, due to sudden backouts, we have to cancel this Wayanad trip." My whole dreams were shattered. What you would have done by this time? Any answers? Refund. So when I asked about my refund, that guy disconnected the call. For the next 2 days, I just heard about promises. Sir, tomorrow I will send. We are processing it. Sir, could you send bank details? Tomorrow never came. And that's when I decided to investigate about the Mad Adventures community trip organizers in Bangalore. I looked onto the Google reviews. Everything was fake. The brochure, when I checked the brochure, everything was edited. That 4-star, 1 star was up, 1 star was down. And I also noticed an unusual pattern on that Instagram profile. It has a very beautiful pictures, but not of the previous trips, because he used to cater to the trips 2 years before. Now his main stream of income was to scam people. And after 2 days, in between 2 days, my mission was to how to get that 4,000 back. And finally, after 2 days, I felt it was high time. I walked into the police station. I took a photo, sent to him, and I messaged him, I filed a police complaint against you. The next morning, my 4,000 was back. I was happy. But looking back, I wish I had a little more prudent. But he never hacked my phone. He never hacked my bank account. What he hacked was my thinking. He knew I was excited for the new year. He knew a professional looking brochure builds trust. He knew people stop asking questions when they are enthusiastic about it. And that's what makes a social engineering so dangerous. So what do we do before we click? Because whether it's clicking a link, trusting a message, or sharing a post, or making an important life decision, we have to get onto the habit of pause, verify, and be prudent always. With this, I would just like to talk about how our meeting will be flowing today. So for the benefit of guests, we will be beginning with prepared speeches where speakers have practiced and prepare their speeches, so they will come and deliver here. And next section would be table topic section, where one of you or the volunteer gets on the stage and have to think on their feet. You'll get 1 to 2 minutes. And next up we will be having evaluations, and that is the heart of Toastmaster, where speakers will get feedback on how they can improve their public speaking. But sometimes excitement makes us commit too soon. Our next role player, that is General Evaluator of the Day, has learned this hard way. And that is when she booked her PMP exam, that is Project Management Professional exam, before she was ready. And she booked the date of the PMP exam before she was ready, and it was too early to book that. And that is what she later realized I would have booked a bit after some time. So please welcome General Evaluator of the Day, Toastmaster Maria. Maria.
I think the energy in this room needs to come up a little bit. So can we do it once more? Thank you so much. It was not because I wanted to hear my name again and again. It was just so that you guys can get a bit more pumped up. I will be the general evaluator for the day, and as the general evaluator, it is my responsibility to make sure all of us control plus think before we come up on the stage. But to help me do that, I have a set of 4 keys. I mean, I had to do it themed according to the theme. And the first person is going to serve as the control key on your keyboard, because he will be looking at the time and controlling the flow of this meeting by showing certain cues. And I'll let him explain. Let's give a round of applause for our timer of the day, Toastmaster Badri.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. Good evening. How's the Josh? Today, before giving my introduction as a timer, I will start with an activity. This will align with our theme of the day. For that, I have to call a particular volunteer. Let's call Vinshu to do this experiment. I have certain keys present. Enter key, control key, and think key. Now, let me hand over this to Vinshu. I'll be asking a question to him. To Vinshu, imagine you have typed a message in Instagram or WhatsApp that is very angry or an emotional convey. Which key do you press?
I would certainly click enter for this particular activity.
Exactly. Thank you, Vinshu. This is what I want to witness. Because we always will be reacting before the reflecting of the problem. As a timer, today I'll track each speaker's timing. Right? I have set of cards to help me. For the table topics, it would span up to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. At 1.5 minutes, I'll raise yellow card. At 2 minutes, I'll raise red card. For the prepared speeches, for the icebreaker, especially we do have icebreaker today, it spans up to 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I'll raise yellow card. And at 6 minutes, I'll raise the red card. Evaluations will be span up to 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 2.5 minutes, I'll raise yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card. And with this, let's all decide upon to give a pass in our life, and let's think before reacting to a particular solution. With this, I'll give my timer report at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Badri, for that fun timer activity, as well as very prudently explaining each timing and the cues. Let's start by introducing, let me now introduce our, the person who will be the alt key, because this person will be looking at our English and providing alternatives that we can use in our language. So without further ado, please welcome our grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Deepak.
Good afternoon, bright hearts and dear guests. Good afternoon. So welcome to this prudent meeting. As a grammarian, my role is to observe good and not so good uses of the word and the phrases, and also to introduce the word of the day and encourage the uses of the word of the day. So I will be listening carefully for the use of the words and the grammar, and noting down the word of the day, how many times you have used. So word of the day is prudent. Couple of uses of the word is like you need to be prudent before you enter banking details on a website. It is prudent to be saving money for the future. And with that, I'll come back at the end of the meeting with the feedback for the meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. And finally, Control, Alt, and delete. So the delete person will be the person telling us what to delete from our speeches, certain words and phrases that we should avoid. And I'll let him speak more about his role. So without further ado, please welcome our counter for the day, Toastmaster Srihari.
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Srihari. I'll be the delete button for today. So today's theme is control plus think, and thinking is usually a good thing, but there are times when thinking can kind of affect the impact of your speech. For example, if you are on stage and you have to think for a long time, it might create awkward pauses or something that the audience may not find desirable. It is totally okay, especially if you're a beginning speaker, but there are some tips and tricks which can be used to avoid it. But the first step will be to measure your extent to which each of us tend to use these words. So there are 4 categories of words. We call it CRPF words. First one will be the crutch sounds and crutch words. Crutch sounds are like etc. Crutch words will be like well, so, being, but, etc. The second one will be the repetition. It's usually a tendency to repeat anything at all that you might end up repeating multiple times where it's not desirable. Third category is inappropriate pause. That's the P in CRPF. It will be, pauses are quite impactful, especially in speeches, but longer pauses can reduce the impact that audience perceive your speech. So inappropriate pauses is one thing. The fourth category is the F, filler words. It's basically, you know what I mean, etc. So at the end of the evaluation, I'll be giving my report, how each of us tend to use these words and where we can improve. That's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srihari, for very tactfully explaining what words and pauses we should delete from our speech. And finally, this is somebody who will be like the enter key, because his entrance is a mystery. You don't know what will happen. Sometimes when you click enter, you send up the worst text in the world, or sometimes you click enter and you've entered the Toastmasters room. So without further ado, please welcome our special role taker, Toastmaster Vineet.
So, good evening, everyone. Good evening. So, my name is Vineet, and today I will be listener for today's meeting. So, what I'll do is I will be listening to all the speakers who will be taking the stage, and will note down the interesting quotes and phrases if they are using in their speeches or whatever they are talking about. And during my segment at the end of the session, at the end of the meeting, I'll come and then I'll ask the audience to guess about the quotes which each speaker has used. For example, I can ask that who is the cutest person of our club. So obviously Twinchu is one of them. So yeah, there might be many. So thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vineet. And those were our Control, Alt, Delete, Enter key role players, the timer, our counter grammarian, and the special role taker. Just a note on the word of the day, it means to act wisely and to take care. The exact meaning would be acting with care, wisdom, and good judgment to avoid risks. Much like the theme of the day, control plus think. Let's all be prudent with our usage of the word of the day. And as you see some people showing thumbs up, whenever you hear it, show a thumbs up to encourage it. With that was the introduction of our auxiliary role takers. We will be back at the end of the meeting when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day with my report. Thank you so much, and over to you, Toastmaster Twinshu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maria, for prudently explaining all the role takers. So without any further ado, let's go ahead with our prepared speeches. Before calling our first speaker, I would like to call first evaluator of the first speaker. So when I asked her tell us about your first impression that was completely wrong, and she said she once thought her college neighbor was ignoring her, only to later discover that he was deaf. He was not able to deaf. So yeah, please welcome Toastmaster Pooja. Pooja, Pooja. Pooja, Pooja. Pooja, Pooja.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
The purpose of the project is to introduce yourself to the club and to learn the basic structure of public speech. Timer, please note, the speech timing is 4 to 6 minutes. And after my speaker finishes, please don't forget to give him a standing ovation. With that, all the best to my target speaker. Thank you.
Okay, it's now time for the first prepared speech. When I asked to our first prepared speech role taker tell us about one thing you did just because your friends were doing it. He said he joined Facebook not because he wanted to, but because everyone else was doing it. So please welcome Toastmaster Shankar. The first strike, Shankar. Shankar, the first strike. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Twinshu. How many of you know what kutu means? A raise of hands? Okay, a few of you do. Kutu in Malayalam means a little boy. Kutu is this guy. The little boy is Kutu. Kutu is Shankar Menon. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am 6 feet 4 inches tall. And yes, I did play basketball in the NBA. I helped Kobe and the Lakers win their 5th championship. Well, at least that's what I tell everyone when they ask me whether I played because of my height. And that is the only correct answer. I was born in March 1983. From the looks of some of your faces, yes, I am a fossil. I'm better off standing with the rest of the dinosaurs in a museum than right here in front of all of you. Born to an army officer and to an English teacher. Yikes. Younger of the 2 children. Double yikes. I do have an older sister, an overprotective one, who used to fend off bullies in school. A vivid memory that I have of hers is when she was physically and verbally abusing one of the seniors who would push kids along and steal their lunch money. And in that instance, that was me. But funnily enough, she was the biggest bully at home. Siblings, right? Now, over the next few years, we ended up becoming best friends. That's especially because I grew a little taller and a little older as well. So when I was in school, my pet name, Kutu, was very apt during those formative years. I was only 4 feet 9 inches tall, all the way until the end of my 10th standard. Now, during assembly in school, when you had to stand behind one or the other with 1 arm's distance, I didn't need to do that because I was first in line. At that same time, my sister, who was just 2 classes ahead of me, was 5'11". So she would tower over me and over all the other children in school. And hence, my savior and my nemesis at the same time. Now, as I said, we ended up becoming best friends. But despite her being my savior on most occasions, she unfortunately couldn't help me out with one. And that brings me to the reason why I'm here today. In my 9th standard, I was asked to speak in front of about 10,000 students. And mind you, I had been part of debate teams and extempo teams prior to that. I was a bit decent, not your Toastmaster levels which I see now, but I could hold my own. In the middle of the speech, I stumbled. I took a moment to sort of recover, and during which time, one of the childhood bullies started booing. To my shock, the audience followed. I didn't know what to do. I panicked. I went blank. With my head held down, I exited the stage. Now to the audience cheering raucously. And for the next 2 years in school, I was reminded of my failure from those same bullies who started booing. I've had a morbid fear of speaking in front of people since. My throat goes dry, my tongue starts swelling up, my hands start shaking, knees start wobbling. Sounds like the start of an Eminem song. You know, palms sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. I think you guys know the rest. So with that said, it brought me down to the fateful day of a realization that I needed help both personally and professionally. So in I walked on that Sunday evening in April to Bright Hearts. There, I met a wise old sage. Age and wisdom wasn't too kind to his hair. He said, this is the place to experiment. This is the place to make mistakes. And this is the place to learn. His goal was the success of all of us. Similarly, a youngish soothsayer with long wispy hair foretold that the success of Bright Hearts is because of all of us. So I thought to myself, should I be prudent and join? The answer, an emphatic yes. Because I believe in them and I believe in all of you. And also because we've been reminded several times that the right way is the right way. Now, it's been almost 30 years since that incident. And this feels like a rise from the ashes, a phoenix, a rebirth. And it ties up to a quote which I just read recently, and I've fallen in love with that. And it's attributed to Dr. Abdul Kalam. The last strike of the hammer breaks the stone, but every strike prior to that is significant. This is my first strike. Thank you. Thank you.
Kuttu got rebirth at Bright Hearts. So yeah, let's move ahead. Now I have a small interesting activity is what I feel. Now we will be playing escape room in this room. So I have a set of papers with me, and I request my essay to just distribute. I need everyone to be divided into a group of 3. So you can decide the team members. Yeah, you can just distribute to groups. Yeah. So the paper that you are seeing has 3 clues, and everyone got the paper? Can I see a raise of thumbs? Okay, so you will see 3 clues in that, and you'll see the storyline that Bright Hearts meeting has been logged, and you need a secret word to unlock it. And the time starts now. So I need to listen from one of the group about what would be the secret word that unlocks the meeting. Just brainstorm it, what it could be. 17. No, I need a word, final word. At the end, there would be one clue leads to the other. You have to drop it down to a single letter or a single digit. It's not 17. How many of you get past to clue 2? Pooja. You can get more. This okay. Secure. It's not the right word. for the first clue, there would be only one digit. The answer of the first clue is one digit only. If you want hint, I can give you, if you want. So whoever is getting 17, hey listen, whoever is getting 17, you need to put it to a single digit. How you got 17? Yeah. What's the word? What's pause? That's the right answer. Big claps to big clap for our education ministry team. Beautiful. So let's go ahead in the meeting. I thought it was not too hard. It's too easy. That's from education team. So yeah, it's time for the second speech of the day. Before calling our second speaker, I'd like to call second evaluator of the day. And when I asked him about what's one myth that he believed simply because everyone said it, and he said, while grew up believing evil spirits roamed the forest outside her grandmother's house. One night, he finally discovered that they were nothing more than a couple of stray dogs. So please welcome Toastmaster Somil.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and my dear guests. My target speaker, Srinath, is attempting his level 1, project 3. And the objective of the speech is to work on vocal variety and body language. Timer, please note, the timing for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And all the very best to my target speaker, Srinath.
Okay, let's go to the next speaker. And when I asked the second speaker about what is the funniest thing your friend made you do, he said, during a train journey, his friends pranked him. One of the friend that has a ticket was not there, and other friends made him to pay a fine to TT just for fun. So please welcome Toastmaster Srinath. Srinath, 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 Srinath. What's the point, Srinath? Srinath, what's the point? All the best.
Good evening, bright hearts.
Good evening.
And dear guest. Let's go 8 years back. This was me in 2018. Who is strong enough to ignore people, but weak enough to ask for help? Me, aka my alter ego's mindset was simple. I know everything. And even if I don't know, I will figure it out by myself. Back then, I ate so much biryanis that biryanis finally started appearing in my stomach. And then I joined a gym. And since I was the first one in my bloodline to join a gym, the environment was new to me. I was figuring out everything by myself without taking any help. But in one day, I was about to try a new exercise. And I was about to ask the trainer present there to how to perform that exercise.
During that time, my alter ego sneak in, hold my left hand and told, these personal trainers are only here to help girls. They are not here for us. You will figure out everything by yourself by watching YouTube videos. And I did the same thing. 1 year, 2 years, and so on, 5 years passed. After one of the gym session, my younger brother took a picture of my back. And we realized that my spine was tilting towards the right and my scapula was sticking out. If you all want to visualize it, guys, it was as similar to Allu Arjun's character posture in Pushpa 2 movie, something similar to this. But even after this, my alter ego's reaction was, fine, I will figure it out by myself. I tried many things, but even after trying many things, I failed. And finally, I decided to ask for a help. I went to a physio, and he let me know that this was not because of gym. This was way before the gym session I have started back in 2018. Gym worked as a catalyst to make this even worse. And he told me to not to go to the gym, and after that we worked together for 2 years. And finally, starting of this year, I got my spine and scapula back. And he told me that I can go to gym and start slowly. I went to the gym, but I realized one thing. My left side was not catching up with my right side. But still, this time, I was pretty reluctant to ask for help. Then I pressed Ctrl plus Think button, then took a pause and asked myself with frustration, what's the point? What's the point, Srinath? Having an alter ego which is working for you as a barrier instead of strength. And my alter ego replied, yes, you are right. You are not starting from 0, you are starting from -1 because of your spine issue. And you need someone who can help you. And finally, this time, me and my alter ego work together to do whatever it takes to fix my spine and get strength. I finally decided to go for a personal training, not because so-called I was weak, but because I finally realized that asking for help is not weakness. It will help me to save lot of years of trial and error. And believe me, guys, it's been 1.5 weeks. I have been training with my personal coach, and I felt like this is one of the prudent decisions that I have taken in my life. Moreover that, now the mindset of me and my alter egos completely changed. Before I leave, I want to share a quote with you guys, which is written by Charles Bukowski, which truly capture my changed mindset. If you are going to try all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. And if you are not trying all the way, ask yourself a very big question. What's the point? What's the point? What's the point of even starting? Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters.
What a point, Srinath. You started it very right. Even I relate to that quote, and I have read it in some other sense. If you are working on something, give your 100%, else don't touch it. Very beautiful speech, this is what I loved. And you also included theme and word of the day in this speech. Really heads off. Now, I have a small activity again. It's about, can you spot the emotion? So I'll just request SA to quickly distribute it randomly. So you will get a different kind of emotions picture, and I will read out messages that is kind of sent by scammers, and you need to just raise the emotion. So everyone will get a different emotion photo and picture of emoji. You have to just raise whatever you feel that emoji is the emotion that the message is triggering. We have extras. Yep. I hope so everyone got it. Okay. Yep. So I'm going to read out 5 different scam messages. Just don't tell me it is real or maybe fake. But instead, you have to just raise your the emoji emotion if that message is triggering that particular emotion. The message number 1, and that is urgent. Your bank account has been temporarily blocked. Click below within 10 minutes to avoid permanent suspension. I see urgency, greed, curiosity, fear. I see every emoji. So what I feel is the major emotion it triggers is fear, because your bank account is going to be temporarily blocked. It's not a greed. He's the one who clicked on claimed 1,000 button. Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead with the message 2. Message 2 says, congratulations, you have won 5 lakh rupees in our Independence Day lucky draw. Claim your reward now. Love, greed, curiosity, greed, okay. Urgency because maybe some other one will draw that token if someone didn't get to reach out to them. But yeah, that makes sense. So the emotion that I feel and what my LLM, that is ChatGPT, feels is greed. So scammers don't promise small rewards. They promise things that are too good to ignore. Let's go ahead with the message number 3. Message 3 says, someone tagged you in an embarrassing photo. View it before everyone else does. What do you think, which emotion it would be? Fear, curiosity, urgency, makes sense. Fear, yes. So the emotion, it would be like curiosity, who tagged me, and also urgency, as Srihari also raised urgency emotion. And curiosity is actually powerful because we need to see who viewed your profile, and that's why I click to see who viewed your profile, how scams work. So now it's time for message 4. Mom, I am using a friend's card, a friend's phone. Mine got damaged. Please send 2,000 rupees. I am using my friend's phone. Mine got damaged. Please send 2,000 rupees. Which emotion it would be? Love? Yeah, the love is the correct answer. So yeah, logic often take backseat when emotions are involved. So let's go ahead with the next speech. And before calling the next speaker, I would like to call evaluator number 3 of the day. And when I asked her about what's the funniest thing your parents convinced you to believe. And she said her parents convinced her that they can call up her teachers anytime to complain about whenever she doesn't eat or do mischief in her childhood. So please call, let me help you, let me help welcome Manju on the stage. Manju, 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 Manju.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, my target speaker, Jurmin, is attempting her level 2 project 2 of her pathway, Dynamic Leadership. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn different communication styles and identify his or her own communication style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. With that, all the best to my target speaker, and back to you, Team Moody.
It's time for speech 3. And when I asked the third speaker about what's the funniest thing your parents convinced you to believe, she said her parents arranged a music teacher to teach her how to play the harmonium. But she was at the age of 6 or 7 and she couldn't tolerate the sound of it. But she has to just do it because her parents convinced her to do it. Please help me welcome Jurmin for the next speech. Cost of honesty, Jurmin. Jurmin, cost of honesty. All the best.
Thank you. I think you should find another group. Raghu, surprised. Why, Jurmin? Because you are not contributing. Good evening, Toastmaster and dear guests. Good evening. So this was an actual conversation I had with my classmate many years ago. So as you can sense, I am a direct communicator. So recently I had to take the Toastmasters assessment to understand my communication style. The result revealed that I am a direct communicator, and also a realization that I scored relatively low in supportive communication. Let me explain. Direct communicator is someone who believes in honesty and efficiency. We speak straight to the point. Whereas a supportive communicator values empathy and relationship. They care not only about what they say, but also how it makes others feel. This assessment reflection got me into two incidents that came to my mind immediately. One took me to my early days of my career, when I just joined an IT consulting firm, and we were given a data migration project. So my manager estimated that this project requires 3 resources working for 4 weeks. And I got a head start, as the other 2 team members were occupied in another project and they were scheduled to join me after 2 weeks. So I was working with the client directly on the requirement, and I was working relentlessly and extra hours. And eventually I finished the project in 1.5 weeks. And I was so thrilled. I emailed the client, copying my manager, stating the project is completed. The client was very happy. He praised me on my efficiency and my hard work. And I was so proud of myself, and I was hoping my manager would too. But that didn't happen. The next thing I knew, he walked me in a meeting room, looking visibly upset, and told me, Jurmin, I know you to be honest and straightforward person, but you have to understand we work in a consulting firm, and it's not how the business works. And he continued, we have estimated the billing of 3 resources for 4 weeks, and this is how we generate revenue. By completing the project and submitting to the client, in 1.5 weeks, we not only lose the billing for 2.5 weeks, but also how inefficient we are in providing the estimate. So he was not happy with me, but still he cut me some slack because I was a newcomer. So coming from a finance background where time is money and delivery with efficiency is and speed matters, but consulting was a different world altogether. This taught me that though everywhere I can't use a direct communication, I should have adopted a more strategic communication. And the next incident goes way back to my college days. So our group had a reputation of submitting some of the finest and unique project. One of my classmates wanted to join. The problem was that while rest of us was working very hard doing research and preparing for the assignment, this guy will just drop by and say, hey guys, how is it going? And disappear again. Eventually, I lost my patience. And I told Raghu, I think you should find another project. And Raghu was shocked. Why, Jurmin? Because you are not contributing. He looked hurt and responded, but you guys didn't assign me any part of the assignment. This response caught me off guard and completely changed my perspective. From my viewpoint, he lacked initiative, but from his viewpoint, we are not inclusive. So, instead of having a conversation, I've made an assumption. I realized instead of telling him, find another group, I could have changed my approach and to convey the same message, but in that way, he would not have felt hurt or rejected, and we both could have the group, as a group, we could have a group. These two incidents taught me something very valuable. Though I don't want to lose my direct communication because it helped me to make decisions and communicate clearly, but also I want to adopt supportive communication because it will help me to deliver my decisions with more honesty without being harsh to someone and give constructive feedback with empathy. So, my dear friends, I want to end by asking you this question. If you had a choice, would you prefer someone to give you direct and honest feedback or constructive feedback with empathy? Thank you.
What a great way to explain direct and supportive feedback, communication styles, leadership styles. Thank you, Jurmin, for that. Now it's time to vote. And the link is bit.ly. Just remember, before you vote, what do we do before we click Control plus think? I hope everyone's internet is working fine. If not, you can connect to Wi-Fi, Mushroom Wi-Fi. Guests in particular.
We have no responses. Please go faster.
Will people vote for themselves?
Did everyone voted? Yes. You can go ahead with if you have been voted. Okay. Break is still 5:30. 5. Break is still 5:30. How much? So everyone who has voted, you can go ahead with the tea area, and the break is still 5:30. So we'll join by 5:30. Let's do it 5:25. was your tea break? I may ask.
Pause. It was a good pause.
Good pause. Have you did control plus think?
No think.
Only control.
Only control.
Only you can pause. So yeah, let's start with my conclusion part of my team module of today's meeting. So technology will continue to evolve, is what we see, and AI will become smarter and smarter. Scams will be becoming more convincing, but one thing will always remain in our control, and that would be how we choose to respond. Just like we paused before the tea break, we have to pause before we click every other link, because it may be phishing link that scammer has crafted so well that it can hack your PayPal's account and get access to that. So I have been in lately working and exploring web security thing, and that's how I thought of putting this theme so that I could also learn, explain, and do what I love, or love what I do. In that sense, so be prudent, always pause, verify, and many of you typed 89 in the start of the meeting in my form. Maybe some of you not, or maybe some of you have clicked on it this 1000. But I hope this meeting 89 became. I hope this meeting 89 becomes the meeting you remember the next time you are about to click without thinking. One last time, what do we do before we click?
Control plus think.
Thank you everyone, and it's time for table topic section. Our next role taker thought joining multiple clubs would be a great idea. Later he realized that too many commitments can become overwhelming. This is how enthusiasm can sometimes lead to overcommit. And then he joined Bright Hearts as well. But hats off to Samarth, and I'd like to call Samarth onto the stage.
Samarth, 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 Samarth.
After listening to Twin Shoes' scam accident, we all chose to take a part in the control action research and documentation team. Before starting this segment, I would like to tell out some rules. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Samarth Agrawal, the table topic master for the day. Rules are, I will be giving you guys a topic, and you will have to speak for it for 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, the green card will be raised. At 1 minute 30 seconds, a yellow card will be raised. And at 2 minutes, the red card. Following with a 30-second grace period. After that, the disqualifications. As being a good table topic master, I've carefully hand-picked simple, easy, and amazing table topics. Or have I? With that, let's begin the show. Every great project starts with research. We are juggling through the project brief, documentation, and the Chrome tab for research purposes. We are constantly switching screens. For this, we use the shortcut key Alt-Tab. With that, I would like to call upon a member. Anna? If you could use Alt-Tab between your current life and your dream life, what would you be doing right now? Toastmaster Anna.
When you were young,
What did you want to be? Pilot? Truck driver? We have a lot of dreams when we are young. We look at movies, TV shows, maybe what our parents say, maybe what our parents say, and decide who we want to be. When I was asked this question, I would always say a teacher. Not because I liked helping people, but because I thought I was smarter than everybody. As I grew older, I looked at the salary teachers are paid in India and made the prudent decision to pick other careers. While that was one of the things that pulled me away from teaching, the truth was, when in college or in school, I was helping people with their homework or our upcoming exams, I would discover that I was a very impatient person. When most people would systematically break down a mathematical problem when somebody went wrong, I would rather just approach them and be like, look at it, look at it. It is math. There is only one right answer. You cannot get decimals for how many cows there are. So my dream life would probably be somewhere where I have a little more patience. And that is why I joined Toastmasters. I realized that everything does not go according to plan always, especially if you are responsible. I started a new initiative which many of you have attended. It's the table topic room. And I decided I will be the table topic master, the timer, and also the organizer. And nothing goes according to plan, but it is always fun. So this is my dream life. Thank you.
Looks like somebody is already living their dream life, being the table topic master every week. Next, we have our research and framework done. Why reinvent the wheel when life gives us shortcut keys like Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V for copy and paste respectively? For that, I would like a guest on the stage. Rujal, please step on. Rujal. If you could Ctrl-C any skill of a superhero and Ctrl-V to yours, what superpower would it be?
Okay.
Toastmaster Rujal.
So, you know, like when the break happened, this guy told me that I'm going to call you, so I was already prepared for coming up here and talking with you guys. So this is actually my very first time I'm coming and talking to you guys. So I'll just try my level best to keep it in a formal way. So he asked me like what power I would want to copy and paste in my own life. So there's this guy called as Invisible. I know you have heard of it. So my power would be to copy his skill of being invisible and pasting it in myself, so that even if I'm late in the college, I can just enter whenever I want. And there would be a manipulating power where I can just put it in the teacher's mind that, you know, this guy was always on time. So they won't have to say me anything. And being invisible will give me the freedom to get into a plane easily without being able to, you know, enter the security check or whatever and travel wherever I want. I could do anything. I could even steal, although I wouldn't want to do it. But I could have some food, like for example, biryani, whenever I want. And also being invisible would help me to, yeah, like do whatever I want. And it will also give me the power to escape without being caught if I'm doing something wrong, although I won't want to do it. But in hypothetical world, I might. It would help me to become a good associate for Joker which is one of my favorite villains. And yeah, thanks.
During copying and pasting, we miss crucial details. We need to check if the keyword exists in the document or not. For that, Ctrl F comes as a friend. For that, I would like a member. Get on. If you had a real life Ctrl F to find anything you've lost, what would be the first thing you would search for, and where is it possibly hiding? Ravi.
Let me start with a disclaimer. I'm very bad at table topics, but I'll give it a try. So the one thing which I really want to find somewhere within myself is a consistency. I have a lot of goals and a lot of things which I planned in the next few years. I write it down, I start, end, and then I forget. So no matter what I do, no matter how many times I come back to the thing which I started, I always end up at stopping it at some point. So I start it again, I stop it, I regret, and then that even led to even some anxiety issues, like having a lot of regrets of not continuing the things which I started. And it is not just academics. It can be like, let's say, developing the communication skills. It's been around like 4 months since I joined the Bright Arts. I have taken a very strong decision to never ever miss a meeting. But the last 3 meetings I didn't. And then the 4th, finally, I was able to attend a meeting in this month. So yeah, so that's the one thing which I really want to find within myself. I don't need to look at the consistency from others. I have to fix my schedule. I have to fix my daily work and everything. So yeah, consistency is the one which I really want to find within myself. Thank you.
We highlighted the entire document and accidentally pressed space. So technically, all our data is gone. We are just left with a blank sheet. For that, we use Ctrl Z to undo. For that, I would like a guest to come up on stage. I'm giving the topic. If you had a Ctrl Z button, what is that one incident you would undo in life and rewrite it?
Yeah, I can talk about that. Hello everyone. So I can still remember my childhood time when my teacher encouraged me that you should go and start speaking up on stage. I was like, it's better to be back and let somebody else do that. I'm still regretting that. I'm trying to undo that. So that is one thing, but yes, there are many things, there are many other things. This is one of them. So, going blank. Okay. So yeah, everybody has something which they wanted to restart, right? Which they wanted to make changes. So it's not always about negative, there are good things also. Whatever you do means, let's say if you have done something wrong, you always think later that, okay, can we redo that? No. Because, so one thing I always remember, when you are speaking to someone, you should be very careful because the words you say can never be reversed and you can never redo.
So you should always be like very cautious while speaking.
The project survived. We finally recovered all the data we had. But formatting is glitching. It's not up to the mark. It's hanging. So we have to refresh our entire document. We use F5 for that. I would like to call upon a guest. If you could press F5 to refresh your energy after a long day, what is your go-to refresh activity?
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests.
Good evening.
So imagine this, very hectic at work, pressure, 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 boss telling you for the deadlines. You come home and you press the F5 button by having a sip of coffee. You press again the F5 button by hanging out with your friends. You again press the F5 button by playing with kids. You all feel refreshed, right? So F5 button is very important in all our lives. It not only refreshes the entire thing, it also brings the best in us. You all agree to this?
Yes.
That will also help us to be more productive. Yes?
Yes.
So, I would like to take this opportunity, standing here, let's all focus on refreshment. Let's all focus on refreshing our lives and live a life worth remembering. Thank you.
Now, our document is working perfectly fine. We just need to highlight some small details so that when we are presenting, it looks good. Control B for bold comes into the picture. Can I have a guest? Tell us about a time where you made a bold decision. Bindu.
To start up with a disclaimer, I've never made a bold decision than what I am standing today. Actually, this is the bold decision. So, I'm very thankful to all of you actually. Manjarika and you as well actually told me you have to come here and speak. So this is the best. I'm nervous, but still I'm talking and I want to make it. I have to respect actually to your words. So going forward, I want to have the same boldness. Thank you.
Coming on the stage itself is a bold move. Now, everything is done. We just need to save our document and just submit it. For that, we will be using Ctrl S. That's for save. I would like a member. Money! Money!
Money, 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 money. Show us how Be bold.
If you could hit Ctrl S to save a moment, what would it be and why? Toastmaster money.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters of Bright Hearts and the future Bright Hearts. The very one important shortcut which I always love is the Ctrl S. Whether it's personal life or also doing the working point of view. Because if I don't do, sometimes my documents or memories may void or it may get erased. Which happened in my early days of my life in the corporate, and I learned it very hardly after creating 75 pages of that document. So as you all understood, that was the difficulty it has learned me lately with this help of Ctrl S. Thanks to Microsoft, which made automated for this future. Similarly, I was really looking for a future which can get me in life as well to auto-save my memories, to auto-save whatever things happening in my life. For that, thanks to Google, even now it shows the memories of 10 years back. 10 years ago you were here, 5 years ago you were here. And that's where it always recalls and made me to realize and go back to that day. As our table topic master asked to highlight precisely about that memory, one thing which I really love is being over here with Bright Hearts Toastmasters, and also there were many other things, but I don't want to bring in random and heads off or take you away from this core time. How many of you were there in the Mango Maze, the time we played together, the time we ate together along with all the Toastmasters, and here, thank you, yes, all of you were there. That was one memory which always runs in front of my eyes. Best and core is the return journey in the bus. All we have done is about the dancing, the singing, and also dedicating songs. That was one of the core memory which I saved to myself and I always watch in the form of our Instagram reel, thanks to all our PRs. That was my Ctrl S in my life, and back to you.
Mani talking about mango mist made me also remember my Ctrl S moments. Finally, all our hard work paid off. The research document was amazing. The boss liked it so much that he gave us all a 10% raise to every employee in the department. With that, I would come to an end of the table topic session of this meeting. Back to the general evaluator.
Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters and future Toastmasters. I would like to start by commending each and every person that took the decision to take up the stage. I think each one of us had an opportunity to take the stage today, if I'm not wrong. So I think that's a first. Kudos to all of us. And very quickly, let me start by calling our first evaluator. So how this entire general evaluation section is going to go is we're going to have our evaluators come on stage, then we'll have our tag team come on stage, and finally I will be giving the entire meeting evaluation. So let's start by inviting our first evaluator, Toastmaster Pooja. Let's give her a round of applause. Pooja, 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 Pooja.
What breaks the stone? The first strike or every strike? Anybody from the audience? Every strike. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. And good evening to my target speaker. Dear Kuttu, you just nailed it. Firstly, congratulations on completing your icebreaker speech. As a millennial, I found your speech very relatable. What impressed me the most was your authenticity. For me, most striking part was growing from 4 feet till your 10th standard to 6.4 feet, please give me some tips. There are 3 strengths I would like to highlight. Your speech had a clear structure. You took us from your childhood through the challenges of life. You also had good usage of words like savior, nemesis. You had a great message which was inspiring. Loved the analogy of hammer and stone. You reminded us that it was not the first strike that breaks the stone, but the continuous effort behind every strike. Now, I have 2 improvisations for you. Since it was the first time the club was coming to know you, it would have been great if you had also mentioned about your college and professional life. The second improvisation is the vocal variety. When you said, I stumbled, I was bullied, the audience followed, I was blank. It could have been with a little gesture of hands, a little voice variety would have added a little impact to your speech. Now, to summarize it, you had clear structure, a great stage presence. You can improvise on a bit of a vocal variety. With that, I wish you all the very best for your future speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja, for that insightful evaluation. Like a mother would, Pooja, you started with a very encouraging opening, and you encouraged our first-time speaker, Shankar. Kudos to you on that. Just a small note, because it's an icebreaker speech, we tend to have a bit more of what went well and maybe one challenge. So keep that in mind when evaluating an icebreaker speech. And also to mention that when you're introducing the speaker or the project purpose, you should mention that the audience has to give a standing ovation. At the start, when you're introducing if the TMOD can, TMOD also note, you can also mention that. That was something which I marked that we missed, so we should remember to say that. We mentioned it? Okay, my bad. All right, so next let me call upon our second evaluator, which is Toastmaster Somil. Round of applause.
Asking for help is not a weakness. Good evening, dear Toastmasters and my dear guests. And a special good evening to my target speaker, Srinath. Srinath, most of us hesitate for asking for help. And today with your speech, you became the voice which tells everyone that it's okay to ask for help. Your speech has various highlights and some areas of improvement. First, I will go with some highlights. You had good sprinkle of humor throughout the speech. For example, to give a reference of your twisted spine, you did that Allu Arjun move. Then there was another reference where you said you were in your gym and your alter ego pulled you and said, this personal trainer is only for girls. There was also a very good display of emotions. There's a point where you were angry and you actually enacted that. Like, what's the point, Srinath? And thirdly, kudos that you prudently ingested the theme and the word of the day. So that was a very nice thing to do. Now talking about some area of improvements. I feel you would have used a different voice for your alter ego. For example, you could have just said that, for your alter ego, you could have just said that, hey, I know everything, you know. A different kind of tonality in your voice, which sets the character apart. Secondly, I see that you have a tendency to look at only one side of the stage. So you were only referencing to the right side of the audience. Try to look all around the stage, try to make eye contacts with everyone so that they feel that they're part of your speech. And thirdly, I feel that there were areas where your energy level kind of dropped. So you at the end, you talked about a quote, and it's a powerful quote. You started like really well, but I feel that if you could have carried that energy throughout that quote. So the quote was like, if you're going to try all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. You know, if you could have emphasized on the words, so that could have given more lasting impact. In conclusion, I feel that you had really good humor sprinkled throughout your speech, right? You showed good display of emotions using vocal variety, which also tells that you completed your objective of vocal variety and body movement. If you could add different voices for your characters, distinguish them, that would help you out. Try to make better eye contact when you are on stage with the audience, and try to maintain that energy level. This will help you to take your speech to a different level. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Somil, for that tactful evaluation. Toastmaster Somil, you have a knack for picking out the nitty-gritties in a speech, much like a bird that picks out, the seed from its shell. So that way you picked out very minute details from your target speaker's speech, so great job there. I did notice you tend to pace a little when you are giving your speech. You can have a bit more intentional usage of the speech, of the stage during your evaluation. Maybe you could start by, this is my introduction, this is where I'll talk about the things that went well, areas of improvement. But overall, great evaluation, and I agree with your points. I don't think I have much to say for the target speaker. Next, let me invite, for Toastmaster Srinath, next let me invite our final evaluator, Toastmaster Manju. Round of applause. Manju, 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 Manju.
Jurmin, I think you should never find another group and you always stay with us because you are so consistent with your contributions and we love you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, my target speaker, Jurmin, spoke about her communication style, which is the direct communication style, and the impact of that communication style on others. Jurmin, I absolutely loved your speech, especially with the energetic opening, which you started with a dialogue. I think you should find another group. Raghu, why? Because you are not contributing. That dialogue was so attention grabbing that, and it was also a rude dialogue, so it immediately got everyone's attention, like why is she talking like that to someone? Which also got you directly into your speech content because your communication style was a direct communication style. I also loved how you clearly described both of the communication styles which you use in your speech, that is direct and supporting communication style. That too in a very precise manner, like in direct communication style, you talk straight to the point, but in supportive communication style, you are more concerned about the other person's feeling. Clearly, you have achieved your speech objective here. Coming to the areas of improvement, I felt the pace of your speech was a little bit fast. While there was pitch and clarity in your speech, the pace could have been a little bit slower. For example, I was so proud of myself, and I thought my manager will also be, but that didn't happen. Here, instead of saying it like this, you could have said it like with a little bit more of pauses, such as, I was so proud of myself, and I thought my manager will also be, but that didn't happen. That would have made it easier for the listeners to process your speech instead of the faster pace that you had used. Secondly, regarding the first incident that you shared about you going to, you informing the client that you had completed the task 2-3 weeks earlier than the scheduled time, and due to which your manager was not happy, I felt like that was more like a misunderstanding of a protocol than an issue of a direct communication style. So that was just a thought I had, so maybe you can check on that. Overall, great opening, amazing explanation in a very precise manner of all the communication style. If you could work on the paces a little bit and also drafting the more relevant examples for your speech, you can definitely take your speech to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manju. I agree with your evaluation, and I think, Manju, you were like a butterfly in your evaluation. You just beautifully weave the entire story together, much like our target speaker, German. I love that you also commented on things that were, maybe German could have explained a bit better. I would have liked for you to show that explanation. How would you have put it? Maybe that would have helped Toastmaster German. But overall, great job, Toastmaster German. I also agree with whatever Toastmaster Manju said. Next, let me call upon our Control, Alt, Delete, plus Enter team. So let's start with our grammarian for the day. Special role taker first. It's up to me, right? So let's start with our grammarian for the day, where we have heard a lot of the word of the day. So he has had a tough job. Let's put our hands together for Toastmaster Deepak. 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 Deepak.
All right. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and dear guests. I was focusing mostly on there are three aspects of my evaluation. One is improper use, good use, and word of the day use. I was focusing more on the proper use or good use and word of the day. And hence, improper use is less or very less. So I'll start with the proper use or uses which I found very good and appreciative uses, and then we'll get into the improper use and the word of the day use. So starting with President Aditya, he used a lot of good words, phrases like lips and bound, outsown, and and many other words which I have not written. But yeah, he is very good in these kind of nice uses of words. Then I'll move on to T-Mod Twinsu. Uses like social engineering, pause, verify, and prudent are the ones which stood out to me, very unique and good. General Evaluator Maria, multiple uses, Control, Alt, Delete, Control, Alt, Enter, delete and enter, nitty-gritty of the speech. You were a butterfly in the communication. So that was good. Badri, reacting before reflecting. That was a unique use which I found notable. Sankar, Kutu, morbid fear, phoenix, rising like a phoenix. Srinath, use of word alter ego. Alu Arjun, posture in Pushpa. The quote at the end. Then Jurmil, I was thinking he was not taking initiative, and he was thinking we are not inclusive. Okay. Topic master Samat, you know, putting all those topics and inside an example of a documentation project and getting into Control S or Control Alt Delete or so binding them together, and it was a very unique method of coming up with a Tmod topic, and it all makes sense. Arna, decimals for how many cos where there are. That's a very funny use. Ravi, the word you used was consistency, which was good. Sekhar, causes while speaking, that was one thing I noted down. Rohit, F5 button is very important in life. How many? I only found one improper use on that was the pronunciation of def was done as diff, and there were 7 word of the day uses. The maximum was done by Trinsu, and then Maria, Shankar, Srinath, Somil, and Arna. Thank you very much. Sorry for the delay.
Time is money, and I think Toastmaster Deepak, today you had to be a little more prudent with your timing. As you could see, we heard 2 bells ring, but overall I liked how particular you were. You did listen to each and every role takers and person that came on the stage, their language, and picked out something good that they spoke. So really well done there. What you could do is maybe top usage, and maybe you could say if you want to know more about how your language was today, you can reach out to me after the meeting. But overall, thank you for being so particular and listening to each and every speaker. Next, let's move on to our delete button, the person who got caught by surprise. Srihari, who is our R-counter for the day. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. Again, yeah. So I'm back with my evaluation for the accountant role. So I noted down the usage of crutch sounds, crutch words, repetitions, and inappropriate process for each of the speakers. It's a pretty long list, but I will go through each of them, hoping that it helps somebody to improve in the next speech. For Toastmaster Vipa, there was a couple of inappropriate pauses, largely due to certain distractions in the beginning. For Toastmaster Aditya, I noticed you have slight tendency to use the word actually sometimes and a couple of repetition of certain phrases. For Toastmaster Twinshu, some usage of word are as crutch sound and so as crutch word, and some certain repetition of phrases and around 4 inappropriate pauses. For Toastmaster Maria, I noticed there is a tendency to use are at times, otherwise it was flawless. Toastmaster Shankar, amazing first speech. I noticed some tendency to use now as a crutch words at times. For Toastmaster Srinath, as crutch word usage of finally, that's something you could pay attention to, and some repetition of word I at times. For Toastmaster Jurmin, some usage of phrases so and as crutch words, and couple of inappropriate pauses that you could avoid it. For Toastmaster Pooja, some usage of crutch sounds are, and 1 inappropriate pause. Same for Toastmaster Somil, some usage of are and some crutch words are used. Toastmaster Manjarika, some usage of word are again that you could work on, and at times that you could watch. It's just one. And I think you repeated purpose of maybe once in the introductory part of things. Toastmaster Samat in the table topics, couple of usage of so I guess in the crutch words, and couple of inappropriate pauses. Toastmaster Arna was flawless, not even one that I could catch. Gus Rogel, crutch sound at one time, and so and couple of times that you could pay attention to. Toastmaster Ravi, couple of usages of and some usage of let's say. Toastmaster Gus Shekhar, couple of usage of again. Gus Rohit, couple of usages of so. Toastmaster Mani was flawless. Yeah, overall, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srihari. Srihari, you were as busy as a bee throughout this meeting, noting down each and every crutch word. And you also, it was reflected in your report. Much like Toastmaster Deepak's evaluation, I would suggest if you can condense it a little bit, talk about the flawless speakers and maybe mention the most used crutch word or most used CRPF word. That would help each and every speaker. And you could also mention if you want your detailed report, you can reach out to me at the end of the meeting. Moving on to our special role taker, the enter button, Toastmaster Vineet. Let's give Toastmaster Vineet a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. So let's see how closely we're paying attention to the speakers. So I'm back with some questions. What I'll do, I'll pick I'll pick anyone from the audience, and they have to answer the questions. Okay. So one by one, I'll pick. Okay. It's not like people have to answer. So sorry. So first question to Anna. So which month and year Shankar was born? Do you want to try?
The thing is, he said that, and in my head, I just went old. Yeah, I know the answer.
Badri, you want to try?
Pooja knows the answer.
Pooja, you want to try? Pooja, you can try? Month.
I know the date also.
I think you should just tell us.
It's March 1983.
30th March.
Other question. How much money Twinchu has paid to the scammer? I'll pick Somil. Oh, nice. Correct. What kind of communication style Jurmin follow? Nice.
Evaluators.
Okay. Other question. What Ravi wanted to find within himself? Money?
Money.
Nice. Good. One more question I have. Who said this? If you're going to start, try. If you're going to try all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. Ravi? No, I'm just asking who said it. Who is the original? He mentioned in his speech. Somil, you can try. He was not an Indian guy for sure. Anyone's try? Anyone's? Charles Bukowski, whatever.
Bukowski.
Yeah, so that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vineet. You were calm, clear, and concise. However, our listeners were not that clear when they were listening. Charles Bukowski was the person in Toastmaster Sherry's speech. Okay, let's move on to our final, the person who has been, I kept him for the last because I wanted him to time each and every person that came on stage. He was the controller of this meeting. Let's give a round of applause for Toastmaster Badri.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests.
Good evening.
How's the Josh now? I'm back with my timer report. First of all, there is no time disqualification with respect to speakers and the evaluators. Let's go with the prepared speeches. Speaker 1, Shankar, took around 6 minutes, 9 seconds. Speaker 2, Srinath, took around 6 minutes, 15 seconds. Speaker 3, Jomin, took around 6 minutes, 3 seconds. Let's go to the evaluation section. Evaluator 1, Pooja, took around 2 minutes, 21 seconds. Evaluator 2, Somil, took around 3 minutes, 4 seconds. Evaluator 3, Manjarika, took around 3 minutes. Table topic, Speaker 1, Arna, took around 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Table topic 2, Rujal, took around 1 minute, 51 seconds. Table topic 3, Ravikant, took around 1 minute, 27 seconds. Table topic 4, Speaker Shikhar, took around 1 minute, 21 seconds. Table topic speaker 5, Rohit, took around 1 minute, 5 seconds. And table topic speaker 6, Bindu, took 35 seconds. Table topic speaker 7, Mani, took around 2 minutes, 25 seconds. All stayed within the time. That's all my 10M report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Badri, for that timely report. He kept to the time and he made it short and sweet. And while everybody is finding out the name of the guests, let me move on to my evaluation of the entire meeting, starting with a special shout out to Toastmaster Arna for prudently noticing that I was not on time and she took down the notes. So reading off of Toastmaster Arna's notes, Toastmaster Vibha, usage of a phone is like a hair in your eye. It is irritating to you as well as to the audience. So make sure that when you are reading out your SAA duties, do not use your phone as much. It would help. Just going off of the notes Toastmaster Arna has written. But it was a... She snitched on you. But you had a good, you introduced Toastmasters, set the ground rules, and you also introduced Toastmaster Aditya really well. So kudos to you for that. Moving on to our PO of the day, Toastmaster Aditya. You have a way with words. What else looks bright? The awards. So you use humor like medicine, because laughter is the best medicine, and you feed it in doles to people here. You did, however, I noticed that when introducing guests, you can provide a little more direction to them. I feel that before they come on stage, you can say that, hey, you can introduce yourself by talking about why you came here and what's your name. If you do that, it'll help them feel a little bit more comfortable, but overall, great job in giving that direction. I'm not sure if you opened the meeting, so do remember to do that, because however, I did notice that the meeting number was not mentioned, and that was part of Toastmaster Twinshu's big bit, and a lot of us were fumbling into the agenda trying to find out the meeting number. But remember to do that, because you get to be president and do the cool thing. Next, moving on to our Toastmaster of the Toastmaster Twinshu. You were energetic, you were enthusiastic, and you were engaging. You had so many activities sprinkled throughout the meeting that it didn't feel too long. You had the activity with the clues, then you had the emotions activity. I felt that it kept us all awake, it kept us all engaged. However, I would suggest maybe taking out one activity or simplifying it a little bit, especially the activity with the clues. There could be a bit more engagement. You could have gone down, explained it a little better, made it a bit more, hyped up. But I love the theme that you picked. I love that it built that curiosity. I also love the hard work you put into it, especially with the app, with the 1,000 1,000 rupees off. It really got all of us thinking, putting up that link. If there's just one evaluation in terms of your delivery, I wish you could be louder. I was sitting at the back and I felt like certain words and certain phrases that you wanted us to take back, I could not remember because I couldn't hear them really clearly. You could do this whenever I say, think clearly, what are you supposed to say? Control plus think. So your voice should be the one that energizes everybody, and that should be the most memorable thing for them. But overall, great job on a thoughtful and thought-provoking theme. Moving on to our table topic master, Toastmaster Samarth. First time taking up a role and taking up such a big role. Really well done, Toastmaster Samarth. You made sure you tied the theme into each and every bit that you did. That's something that takes a lot of practice, and I saw you had put in that effort. I love your usage of sarcasm, or have I? That delivery was very well done. One note from me, if you could have introduced the table topics a little more easier. I didn't quite catch that whole project storyline that was going on. I felt that it was a bit more, it was too many layers. You could simplify it a little bit. I love that you introduced the topic before you took the speaker. So they were prepared because they already knew, oh, the topic's going to be this. So they were a bit more willing to come on the stage. That's something which every future table topic master should take note of. But that whole theme about the research project, I felt took away from the table topic. So if you were to do it themed next time, maybe you could try and simplify it a little bit. Maybe you could try and just keep it to the keys that you took. It was easy in and of itself. Next to each of our table topic speakers, starting with Toastmaster Arna Alt plus Tab. You have an infectious energy, you have engagement, and you have laughter. So Toastmaster Arna, especially picking out relatable things for each and every person, the way you picked out the salary bit for teachers, made all of us giggle because it's something which all of us know is a real world thing. I love that you also had a lot of mentions of various things that you would have done, but then you finally came to the conclusion that, you know what, I am doing what I want to do. This is my dream that I want to do with the table topic room. Just a small note, I did feel like there were too many things at once. With a table topic, 1 to 2 minutes, maybe pick out 2 things, maybe pick out 1 thing that you want to focus on. So that way the audience can keep up with your chain of thought. But overall, great table topic, Toastmaster Arna. Next, we had Ruchit, if I'm pronouncing your name correct. You have such, so what's the spelling? R-I-J-U-L, Rijul. Okay, so your name was a point of contention. I'm so sorry, but I will make sure to pronounce it correct. Control C plus V, you have a very comfortable energy on the stage. You know, you don't mind when there are long pauses. You don't mind when you're thinking. I like that comfort that you have, and I wish I could have that comfort on stage. You talked about invisibility and manipulation. You brought out humor, you know, with the biryani piece of it. You know, you could eat as many biryanis as you want. And also escape without being caught. Those were really good points you mentioned. One thing you can do in your table topic is maybe expand on the story a little bit more. Why? Think about the why. Why would you want to be early to class? What would the advantages be? Maybe talk about a time when you were late and why this superpower would make it better. So great job on picking a good, you know, superpower that you would want to put, and maybe you could add these things. Next, we had Toastmaster Ravi, Control F, find anything that you lost. Toastmaster Ravi, you have that relatability with you. All of us struggle with consistency, and you talked about how you sometimes are consistently inconsistent, and you talked about the 3 weeks that you had missed, but you also made us aware that sometimes the smallest thing that you can find is the small habits, and I like that you had that takeaway. If anything, I wish you could have been louder, because again, I felt like I couldn't hear you as clearly. So if you were louder and you had focused on your message, it would have really helped. Next, we had Shekhar talking about the undo button in life. I love that you took that chance to stand on stage and talk about things that you wanted to undo or redo, and especially your message. Words you say can never be undone. That was so apt, especially for a table topic when you have to think on the spot. You got a message which I think each person will leave with. Words are that powerful. So good job on picking a very good message. Next, we had Toastmaster Rohit on refresh. I say Toastmaster because he is a Wordsworth Toastmaster. You have a lovely audience engagement. You made sure they were answering your questions. However, I felt like the third time you asked the audience could have been avoided because we were already engaging with you. live a life worth remembering. Your takeaway was apt, but I wanted you to talk a little bit more on what can I do to live a life worth remembering. But overall, great job on talking about how those small refreshing moments, like just a sip of coffee, makes your day. Next, we had Toastmaster guest Bindu, the bold decision maker. I say Toastmaster because you will be a future Toastmaster, Bindu, because I can see that you have that confidence, you have that initiative to come on the stage. Even though you were uncomfortable, even though you mentioned this is an insecurity you have, you took the stage, you took the bold decision, you even called out the people that pushed you to do it. Kudos to you on taking the stage, and I hope to see you more on the stage. Finally, we had Toastmaster Money save the moment. Toastmaster Money, you had such an energetic start. The way you greeted everybody, it woke us all up. Your energy is infectious. Your energy is infectious. And I love that you talked about your previous stories with a 75-page document. All of us collectively groaned at that thought. However, I felt like you could have talked about that saved moment a bit earlier. You talked a lot about the practical usages of the save button, but I wanted to hear the personal moments more. So spend a little bit more time. The mango mist came a little bit too late in the 2 minutes. If you could have done that a bit earlier and spend more time there, I feel like all of us would have been there in mango mist with you. That was my evaluation of the meeting. We started on time, and I think overall the meeting has been moving really smooth. At the end of the meeting, we'll see how the meeting ends, but that was that was my evaluation. Thank you so much, and you can now vote on bit.ly/BHTM vote 2. So here it is. I'll just switch off the lights so you can also, yeah. And over to you, Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Maria, for an excellent general evaluation report. Toastmaster Maria is always observant with all her role takers, with her tag team as well, and all the speakers. She gives really good feedback. And special thanks to our controlled and thoughtful TMOD for taking a session on how to avoid digital fraud. By the way, the the link that he had sent you was not for renewing the membership. It was actually a fake link. Our VPM team does not do that. We want to make sure we want to renew in a very fair way. And which brings me to the point of announcements. So before we announce the awards for today's session, I have a couple of announcements to make. The first one is about renewals. 17 Bright Hearts have already renewed with us. So a big round of applause for those who have done. The last date for extending your membership at our club is 28th of July. Now why? Because we will need 2 days to collate everything, submit the membership on the Toastmasters portal, and make sure that we are well ahead of time before anything happens to the website. Right? So that's the first thing. I have Toastmaster Manjarika. Is Manjarika around? Okay. So I guess make sure that all of you please renew it at the earliest. The link has been already shared by Toastmaster Devsha on the Bright Hearts group. So please go ahead and click on that button and renew it ASAP. Moving on to our second announcement, which is about humorous speech contest happening at our club on the 16th of August. 5 people have already registered with us, and we expect more registrations to come in. So please make sure that you complete your level 1 well ahead of time and file your level completion so that you are eligible for the humorous speech contest. If you feel that you can complete your level 1 at our club and give speeches at other clubs so that it will help you become eligible, you can do that as well and reach out to the VP8 team so that your level 1 completion helps you make sure that you do the humorous speech contest at our club. From there, whoever is the winner at a club level moves on to the area level and so on and so forth to the district level as well. Right? Nexus Crescendo, which is basically the humorous speech contest, is happening in November. The location is yet to come out, but that is what I can disclose as of now. These were my 2 sets of announcements. And before we announce the awards, I would like to give a big shout out to all the executive committee officers who were there yesterday. We had 100% attendance from the ExCom officers. So I want to give a huge thank you to all the ExCom officers in the room and who couldn't join us today due to other personal reasons. We had 100% attendance, and which has given us 0.5 DCP points. Now, DCP goals are very important for our club. We already are seeing a lot of people fighting on WhatsApp group for speech slots, and I'm sure we will win all the DCP goals needed very, very soon. So big round of applause for all the energetic members in our club who keep fighting for speech slots every Wednesday, and the slots get over in a matter of 2 minutes. In 15 seconds, yes. So with that, do we have all the... Yes. Okay. All right. So we will start with the best auxiliary role taker for today. And the award goes to Toastmaster Srihari. Okay. Toastmaster Srihari, I think it was your first time taking the R-Counter role. Yeah. And you have done a fabulous job in compiling everything, making sure that you cover all the CRPF instances of every speaker. It is very difficult to be so observant, to meticulously write it down and coming on stage and delivering a perfect evaluation. Well job done as a first time role taker, and hope that I'll see more of this from you in the next few meetings. Congratulations. All right. Moving on to our favorite table topic. Okay, the best table topic. The award goes to Toastmaster Anna. Oh, handshake.
No, it's fine.
She has two hands. Okay. Toastmaster Arnab, as Toastmaster Maria said, you have that infectious energy when you come on stage. Toastmaster Arnab also hosts table topics every Thursday evening. So she's a master when it comes to 2-minute impromptu sessions on stage and off stage. We learn so much from her because she has a very beautiful way of portraying the framework for each and every topic, whatever you give it to her. And as usual, we get to learn a lot from her. So congratulations,
And join us
Toastmaster.
on Thursday, 9:30.
Good sales pitch. All right.
Yeah, awards do very well, as we know in Bright Lights.
All right. Moving on to our best role player for today. And it goes to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Twinshu. Toastmaster Twinshu, what a selection of theme. When I saw the title Control Plus thing, I was like, okay, what is this? It was not very straightforward, but it was very, very insightful. You did so many things on stage today. You spoke about the theme, you spoke about your experiences, you also made a link and shared it with all our group members. You made them do some activities. Everything was so perfectly organized, well on time, very thoughtful. And I think we have all got an understanding of how to react before, we end up getting, scammed, right? So I think that was a well job done, and thank you, Toastmaster Twinshu. Your energy is always infectious, and you bring that on stage every time. Moving on to our best evaluator for today, Toastmaster Somil Gupta. Toastmaster Somil, you have come a long way in terms of evaluation. I remember the last few instances, you used to walk up and ask for feedback. How could I do better? How could I do better? But I think the way you structured the evaluation today was absolutely brilliant. You highlighted the right kind of areas of improvement for the speaker, but you at the same time covered the areas which the speaker did really, really well. And I think that was a job well done. As an evaluator, I feel that you have really, really outdone yourself today. And we hope to see more such evaluations from you. All right, moving on to our best speaker for today. It's our icebreaker speaker, Toastmaster Shankar.
I feel like we should have another standing ovation for an icebreaker speaker.
Toastmaster Shankar spoke about how small he was as a kuttu, and then he said how tall I am. Look at me right now. And then that transition was absolutely mind-blowing. You spoke about your sister. You spoke about how she was a bully, and generally elder sisters are generally bullies. That is what I know from all the people that I speak of.
Yeah, I hope she doesn't see it.
And I think you covered a lot about your life, which helped us know more about you. This is the first time we are seeing you deliver a 4 to 6 minute speech, but I think you did a fabulous role. You opened it up very nicely, and you covered most of the aspects that are expected from an icebreaker speech. So with that, a great job done.
Thank you.
And we hope to see more of you on stage.
Thank you.
Can we have a quick?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So this is a reusable artifact.
We are environmentally conscious.
We also have project constraints.
Environmentally conscious. We will take that back. Thank you.
Alright, the SA will do a good job in collecting that back, so don't be surprised. Okay, so I think the meeting did well. We had good insights from our DMOD, great general evaluation insights. All the role takers did well. Overall, it was a great meeting, and we hope we'll come back for more such great themed meetings. With that, we close meeting number 89. And